Have you ever wondered if INFPs have trauma or PTSD more than other personality types? I saw that question and I felt like it's time to answer it in this video. What's up, legend? Sherman here from Geek Psychology, where I help INFPs and friends of INFPs to utilize their personality type better for self-development, for personal growth, and to play life better. My life was not a difficult life compared to what it could be, compared to what other people have gone through, and I am extremely happy for that. My parents were divorced when I was around 10, and it did really shape my life, as you would imagine it would. I remember just roller coasters of ups and downs and struggles and crying in school and just wondering, what is my life going to become? Why am I here? Why is this happening to me? And it was just, I remember telling my science teacher that I'm having a bad life before I cried and ran out the room. And through doing some neurolinguistic programming and timeline work, which is basically, you can imagine a timeline of your life. Your mind has to code time and events in a way that it knows when you accessed it. Like an apple that I eat today needs to have a specific place within a timeline, within mental space, compared to one that I ate last week or a year ago or 10 years ago. So you can coast around this timeline. This is something I talk about within the INFP masterclass, and I teach it in order to get over stuff from the past. You can float up above your timeline, you can go back, you can go to the future, and you can experience life from these different dimensions of time. Mine is like almost completely black, as in dark, and I don't have many memories. And that is a typical sign of dissociation, of traumatic childhood, and I don't have that. But I experienced it as that. And I'm not saying that other people, other INFPs, did not or could not experience trauma. How I understand it from my own experience is that we are so focused on our emotions, on our identity, on what this means to us, and sifting through, is it good, is it bad, do I like it, do I not like it? And we really hold on to things from the past. Our introverted sensing tertiary function is a struggle. It's a weakness, but it's also a place of relief and bonding. But it comes off mainly as this thing, this struggle that we have to go through. And introverted sensing is about collecting experiences and reflecting and reviewing and ruminating over those in order to understand life better, in order to understand what might come up in the future. And if that is tinged with baggage, with negativity, with childishness or childlikeness in a way that we look to people to support us, then oftentimes when we are Googling our mind and thinking, why am I this way? We go to these negative experiences of the past. And everybody can do this, all personalities can do this, but our personality type is uniquely gifted in it, as well as our introverted intuition as our sixth function is tinged with a critical mindset. It's the bad parent. It's the negative mentor, the anti-mentor, the one that tells us this is why things are never going to change. Introverted intuiting is this mystic that's scrying out into the future, that's seeing things from different perspectives and going meta on understanding a thing, looking above it and saying, well, this is where it's all going. And because that is in our functions 5 through 8, is really got a high chance of having a lot of baggage with it. And so we're bringing that in too. The past was awful, and this is why I am who I am. And the future is pointing in this direction as it's going to be awful too. And so we have this negative perspective a lot of times until we learn to develop ourselves and to shape our mind and our state and to regain control over who we are and who we want to be. And instead of wondering why am I this way, it's wondering who could I become. Instead of why can't I do this, it's what is stopping me from doing this, and let me take action on developing myself or developing the skills or the friendships necessary in order to overcome that. And also right now, I think a lot of people are, this might get me some flack, but a lot of people are collecting labels, PTSD, ADHD, just on and on. And the labels that you use for yourself are extremely important. So make sure that you choose the ones that are most supportive for who you want to become and how you want to exist in the world. You might not have ADHD. You might, but you also might just be an NP and use extroverted intuiting, and your brain is really fast and loves to connect ideas, and it gets bored with the standard tangible reality. And if you're looking for ways to label all of your issues as a thing that is the reason why you cannot succeed, then you're going to find it. If you look for shit, you're going to find shit. If you look for lessons, you're going to find lessons. If you look for a positive future, you're going to create and craft a positive future. It depends on your mindset. And I know a lot of people struggle with that. And a lot of us say, well, this is how I was raised. My family were cruel to me and taught me to be this way. And if that's true, I'm sorry. And also, maybe it's time that you put that behind you and move on with a future that you want to live. Because time is not endless, unfortunately. And if you spend another 25 years or so thinking that you can't succeed because of your past, then you're going to look back on your life and be like, I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. I didn't do all those things that I wanted to do. I didn't share my art, my creative side, my life with another person because I was mistreated when I was younger. And it's hard. And it's not meant to be easy necessarily. It's just part of life, unfortunately. And I think one thing that we can do as INFPs is we can use our superpowers of understanding humans deeply and innovating and creating this heart-to-heart connection with individuals and letting them experience space and positive emotions, as well as the negative emotions that can also be used to fuel strive and growth and proactive behavior to make the world different, or to make your world different, depending on the scale that you're ready to handle. So do many INFP have trauma or PTSD? Statistically, I couldn't tell you, but I know from my experience, I have focused a lot on the negative behaviors and the negative things that happen in my past, even when I don't have trauma. I don't have capital T trauma. I wasn't abused by any means. But emotionally, maybe I abused myself. So I know this might be a hot take and it might have, I was going to say rustled some jimmies, and I'll say it, ruffle some feathers. That's fine too. But I hope it helped, and I hope it gave you a different perspective on maybe what you're going through and what you can become. Because whatever happened in the past, there are some positive lessons that we can take from it, that we can wrap in gratitude, and we can use them in the future to live a better life, or to help somebody else who maybe is going through the stuff that we went through. And if you want to know more about your personality type, go to inowfeelpositive.com, sign up, get the free 5-day course, and you can learn about being an INFP and all the 4 different cognitive functions that we mainly use, and some very practical and actionable steps and techniques that you can use to improve your life through your personality type, so that you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I love being an INFP.